It was the perfect season for the Seahawks. This was a team that wasn't supposed to get even to the postseason. This was a team that was supposed to be looking at a potential top 10 draft pick. Yet, the team did not care. They listened to their head coach, Mike Macdonald, and they continued to push. And at the end of the year, the Seattle Seahawks, they were Super Bowl champions. And you can see it. There is a lot of joy in the faces of the Seahawks, but today we are going to talk about how the Seahawks can continue this dominant run and continue to have the perfect offseason for the best opportunity to go back-to-back as Super Bowl champions. If you are still relishing in the Seahawks Super Bowl victory, make sure that you come on in and like today's video. You do not want to let the celebration end. I don't want the celebration to end. We all love the Seattle Seahawks. I'm smashing that thumbs up button. Hopefully you are too. And now let's get into today's video. This is Seahawks Today. I am your humble host, Will Ortner, and we're going to be getting into my perfect off-season plan for the Seattle Seahawks. I got 4 areas of expertise that I think the Seahawks can really dive into and either fix or continue to build upon, because the Seahawks really do have the best opportunity in quite some time to go back-to-back as Super Bowl champions, and the best way to do that is to have a successful off-season. The first thing that I think the Seahawks need to do is they need to hire a good offensive staff. Obviously, offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak is now the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, and he's going to try and poach some of the coaches from this coaching staff and bring them over to Las Vegas with him. That is understood. The Seahawks, they need to make sure that they go out and do a great job of hiring the correct OC and then keeping the correct coaches on this coaching staff. I know you're going to lose some, but make sure somehow, some way that the best minds and the best guys stay in Seattle. When I look at offensive coordinator, to me, it's Jake Peetz. I understand that there are some other coaches and some other people that would really like Andrew Janocko or Justin Otten. To me, it is 100% Jake Peetz. He's been a fantastic passing game coordinator for this squad. He's worked under a bunch of proven winners, and most importantly, he is going to do what head coach Mike Macdonald has said that he wants to do all along and keep the same offensive system. Peetz is going to come in, he's going to run the football well, and then he's going to use play-action pass off of that. You've seen Sam Darnold and his stats throughout this season, and what I would say for Darnold is that while it might not be his statistically best season that he's had, because that's probably going to go to the Minnesota year, this is his most successful season as a quarterback. Why? Because he won the most. He put himself in a position to play in meaningful games in January and February, and when the Seahawks needed him most, he was the number one player. I don't think it's unfair to say that that NFC Championship game against the Rams was for the Super Bowl. Whoever won that game was clearly going to win it all. And when Seattle needed our quarterback to perform at his highest, that is when Sam Darnold did it. He didn't have a single turnover in the postseason. Peetz, being the OC, would continue that progression on. Peetz also being a big hand in the passing game. He helped design a route tree that was going to show Jackson Smith and Jigba to the highest level. He helped design and helped make plays that were called for Jackson Smith and Jigba to perform at the highest level that he ever has. Really look like he did back when he was at Ohio State in that Rose Bowl against Utah and win Offensive Player of the Year. Peetz will help keep building on this Kubiak system that Macdonald clearly loves and wants to use in Seattle. Jake Peetz is someone who's already been with this staff. He already knows the verbiage, the lingo. And so the players are going to be able to come in the offseason and just hit the ground running. It's not going to be learning a whole new offensive scheme. It's not going to be learning new offensive play calls, new route trees, new run schemes, nothing. The players are going to be able to just hit the ground running and build upon the success that they had. You saw the offense as the season went on get better and better and better. Now you're going to see that end of the offseason be where the Seahawks start right away. Obviously, I got 3 more things that I want to talk about on today's show, but before I do that, I need to talk to you about what I think is the coolest thing that we have going on here, and that is our merch. We got the Champions MOB collection going right now. We've got the black t-shirt and we've got the navy. The thing is freaking sweet. And if you're looking to yourself right now and you're saying, hey, Will, you know what? It's still a little bit chilly in the PNW. Guess what? We got hoodies for you as well. Black and navy, the things are freaking sweet. They're going to be the talk of the town wherever you're at. If you're looking at me and you're saying, hey, I'm like your boy, producer Parker. I'm a little bit more whimsical. I want to have something going on with a mascot here or there, well, we've got that for you as well. Same kind of deal. We've got the Champions MOB. We got the t-shirt in the black and in the navy as well. And hey, guess what? We are not going to leave you out without any hoodies on that either. So if you like that style, we got t-shirts, we got hoodies. The link for those collections for that gear, that's going to be in the comment section and description of today's video. So make sure that you go in and get yourself some today. Who should Peetz keep on his staff is going to be kind of the next thing that I want to dive in here and talk to you about. And I think it's very important to keep the run game the same. Keep the offensive line coach and our run game specialist here as best that you possibly can. And to me, that is Justin Otten and John Benton. Find a way to keep both of them in Seattle. The O-line continued to progress and have one of the best years that they have had in Seattle in, frankly, quite some time. Justin Otten is clearly someone who is moving up in the ranks. Now, does that mean you're going to have to give them higher titles? Does Otten end up being more of a guy who now has an associate head coach or assistant head coach title with him as well? Potentially. Maybe you give him full control of the passing game or running game coordinator. Whatever you have to do, keep those two in Seattle because the run game got awesome at the end of the year, and I directly attribute it to those two. Do you agree with my coaching plans for the Seattle Seahawks in this offseason? Type Y for yes or type N for no. Just make sure that you do so down below in the comment section of today's video. I try to respond to as many people as I possibly can. When we look at our new perfect offseason, I do think it is important that the Seahawks go in and re-sign some key contributors to this squad. And I think the person that you see the picture of there, Kenneth Walker, he is easily the number one priority. Here are my three guys that the Seahawks must re-sign, and there's going to be a player that's left off of it that I do think will surprise you. Now, no surprise to anyone, everyone, Kenneth Walker, he needs to stay in Seattle. He had a fantastic end of the year, and I think that the more and more carries that he got with this squad, the better and better that he performed. It's also important to note with Kenneth Walker that while the Seahawks want to use that two-headed running back system, well, Zach Charbonnet is going to take him some time before he's going to be ready to go. So Kenneth Walker might need to be more of a bell cow. He's going to be more expensive because of how well he played in the postseason. Pay the frickin' man. Take care of him. Make sure that gets done. Next guy, to me, that's number 2 on the list, Coby freaking Bryant. Coby Bryant was fantastic this season, and I feel like every year he's gotten better and better for the Seahawks. When you look at the last 4 seasons for Coby Bryant, obviously he's had a lot more success in the last 2 since making that switch over to the safety position. What I think is most impressive with Coby Bryant this year is the leadership role that he had to take on. Remember, Julian Love missed a large portion of this season, as well as guys in the secondary like Devin Witherspoon, and I understand that Spoon plays a different position than what Coby Bryant plays, but it is important to note that now Coby Bryant had to be more of the vocal leader. Coby Bryant had to be the one that everyone was talking about and talking to. So to me, when I look at this squad, when I look at this crew, find a way to pay Coby Bryant. He needs to stay in Seattle. Last guy to me, it's Riq Woolen. I understand the trepidation that some people have around him. I understand that his production has gone slightly down, and I understand that there are big mistakes that Woolen has made throughout the year. I will say this, though. There is not a more freakish athletic player at that cornerback position, in my opinion, than Riq Woolen. And if there is one, his name is Devin Witherspoon. He's already on your team. Riq Woolen is taller than any other corner in the National Football League. He is faster than any other corner in the National Football League. And he has been in this system long enough to know how to play the way that Mike Macdonald wants him to play. And he's going to continue to do that. I thought that he got better as the season got on. So to me, all 3 need to stay in Seattle. You're going to keep that defense really freaking strong. But more importantly, what you are going to be able to do is continue to build off the successes that this team has had previously. Make sure that you hit that sub button because the minute that the Seahawks re-sign a player or make a big move in free agency, we are going to get a video out to you. So make sure that you hit that sub button so you never miss any Seahawks news again. Back to the perfect offseason plan. When we look at the offensive line, I do think it's one of the best offensive lines that Seattle has had in quite some time. To sit here and say that there aren't holes still on the interior, I do think would be us lying to each other. So I have a couple of different players that the Seahawks could go in and target, and I'll make sure that I give you my reasoning for them. The first O-line target that I want the Seahawks to go after is Tyler Linderbaum at center. He's going to be the number one offensive lineman that I think people are talking about. He is the most important guy that any team could go after. Obviously, Baltimore is going to do everything in their power to keep him. Seattle has plenty of cap space. Pay the man. Find a way to bring him in to Seattle. Find a way to make sure that he stays with this team and with this squad. He is comes into this squad, excuse me. He is the type of guy, he's the type of player that can take this offense and this running game from really good that came on late to the type of guy who makes this team great at the beginning to one of, if not the best, by the end of the year. Now, if Seattle's unable to get him, I do think that Connor McGovern would be another fantastic center option for the Seattle Seahawks. He's going to be around that third or fourth guy when you're looking at O-line free agents. But what else is very important about McGovern is that he actually does a really good job of setting the point, setting the offensive schemes, and helping push this team along. He's going to be less expensive than Tyler Linderbaum, who will end up being the most expensive center in the National Football League. He's going to take that title over from Creed Humphrey. McGovern is going to get just a little bit less than Linderbaum, and I do believe that he can push this team forward. Now, my reasoning for going out and getting a center is not because I think Jalen Sundell is not good. It's because I think that you can grab a center who is going to be an all-pro caliber, and then you can move Sundell to that right guard spot. And now you have a competition between Sundell, between Anthony Bradford, between Haynes, and potentially even Olu Oluwatimi for that right guard spot. And now you're getting an iron sharpens iron situation. You're improving maybe the most important position on your offensive line at that center spot, while also at the same time guaranteeing yourself some improvement on the right side just because the players are going after each other for one position. I think that this is a fantastic way to help push this Seahawks rushing game forward. Strengthen the O-line. It's only going to lead to more good things. Which free agent do you want the Seahawks to target next? Let me know down below in the comment section. Free agency is very quickly approaching. I think we're within a month or so right now. So if there's a player that you're saying, hey, Seahawks got to go after that guy, let me know down below in the comments. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. Last thing for the perfect offseason, this one seems pretty easy to me. Go in and crush to the draft. You're not going to have as many picks as you've had in previous seasons, although I do think that there's a chance that John Schneider does the classic John Schneider thing. It continues to move and trade back and wheel and deal. But I'll tell you right now, if the Seahawks are at pick number 32 and this player is still there, I want him so bad in Seattle. I think that this player that I'm going to pop up here next is going to help improve a position that is already strong. He's going to help add in some more youth to that position crew. And because I've seen him in person, I was mesmerized by the skill of Akeem Mesidor. I'll tell you right now, this guy in Miami does not get enough love. He does not get enough credit. He is obviously playing next to Bain, so Bain's going to get more of the attention. He's going to be a guy who's a top 10 pick. When I look at Mesidor, he can do everything that we want. He can play that rush edge position just as well as Uchenna Nwosu or Boye Mafe. I think that Mesidor comes in and he would instantly add some youth to this lineup. He's going to be obviously cheaper than an Uchenna Nwosu and going to be cheaper than Boye Mafe. And he'd be the type of guy who could instantly fit into the culture here at Seattle. He does not shut off his motor. He just goes. So I love a guy like Akeem Mesidor. I think he would help continue to build what this Seahawks team can be. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure that you drop a like on today's content, what you think and what you believe is the perfect offseason plan. Let me know down below in the comment section. But more importantly, if you love my offseason plan, you're going to want to like the video. If you have not hit that sub button yet to the channel, what are you doing? It's the 2026 NFL offseason, and we're going to have you covered on everything. The minute that news breaks, we've got you. The minute that rumors start to swirl, we've got you. Anything that you want covered, we are going to have that here. So make sure that you hit that sub button. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video, and I'll catch you guys next time.